quick message to women. Riddle me this, women in the Torah movement, too far right, in the Hebrews roots, Messianic, and so on and so on. Okay, we're supposed to be one, and we're not. We're divided. And there's like 10 plus calendars out there, so you do the feast in different times. Deuteronomy 12 is very clear, and Deuteronomy 16, how you're supposed to keep them. So you can't do your best. You have to make sure you're keeping it according to God's instructions, not according to your own imagination. So if Jerusalem can't even keep it right now because the land is defiled, they were supposed to tear down idols and all that, right? They're not doing that. And they're also not fulfilling the royal law like James 2 tells us to. And Messiah tells you in Matthew 5:19, and he tells you to go preach the gospel to all creatures. And they're not doing Leviticus 19:17-18, and so on and so on. Because when you do that, you do well. When you judge the cause of the fatherless and the widow, they're not even doing that. And then you're telling me here in the United States, where we live in a cesspool of filth, okay? I'll be nice about it. It's disgusting. You know where we live. No, we can't do the feast here. So I'm sure you read the extra biblical books. Jubilees 49 tells you at least 4 times you got to do the Passover on the day of its fixed time. I don't know if I already said that, but I want to tell you, why is there a future prophecy? So if you were supposed to keep the feast, how in the Old Testament tells you in Jerusalem, and then Paul tells you in Acts 18:21, I must return to Jerusalem to keep the feast that he wanted to keep, then how come there's a future prophecy of those that went up against Jerusalem, the ones that survived the punishment from God that go up against Jerusalem, what's going to happen to them if they don't go to do the Feast of Tabernacles? So I'm going to read it. Zechariah 14, starting at verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came up against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, right there. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt shall not go up and not come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to the Feast of Tabernacles. So what about that future prophecy that you have to go to Jerusalem to keep it?